Hello everyone, this is Liz with Crafty Devotion, pushing away the mess. What I decided to do is that I'm going to try and sometimes come on here and show you some of the items I'm placing in my shop. Um, some things will be what I just placed in my shop, and these are my vintage finds. I find vintage things, and if I love it, if I like the detail on it, I'm putting it in my shop. Vintage to me on Etsy means basically, Etsy allows you to place things that are 20 years and older. Some things will have more history than other things. Some things could even be an antique. And I only know a little bit about these things, but I just know that I love them. And I figure out a price and I put them in my Etsy shop. So, but I thought some of you would enjoy just seeing vintage finds. Um, Hi, Bobby Roberts. So those of you who, I'm going to title it Vintage Finds when I do these, because some of you are just crafters or just want to see my supplies. I'm going to try and be clear on that so that, and I'm going to try and make them about 15 minutes long. So I'm not going to like give you a whole lot of things, but just some things that I like, and I won't show you everything that I get, but I will show you some things. And the reason I chose these because I recently sold one, and the one I sold was a it had sheep and a shepherd and a mountain, and I thought it was very good because it showed it like reminded me of the Christian themed item. Let me turn off that light. It looks kind of bright. But what these are is, if I can reach that light. There you go. It's giving you a lot of, see that one. That one's better. Okay, it's giving, what these are is I learned about these because I found them and I thought they were really beautiful. They are called, I'm going to show you in the back, Vilbro cards. And it tells you all the information right there on them. And it's by Vilroy and Bach. And I just think it's interesting learning about these things. That's why I think that adding vintage to my shop is a good thing. And this is what they basically are. They are postcards, and they're made out of porcelain. And what happened was that someone, basically Vilroy and Bach, came up with an idea. And what they would do is you would order the postcard, and they would send it to you in a nice styrofoam piece like this. And then they would send it to you in a box also. And then you could take this and could send it to somebody special as a gift and a personal note. So right here on the back, you would write your personal postcard note. You'd put it back in the box and back in the beautiful container. And then you would address the box to your, there you go, address this box to your special person. And you would seal it all up so that it would arrive safely. Now, I think they're beautiful. I'm going to show you, I got a couple left. I sold one or two of them, but look how beautiful that is. Each of them have different artists that's there that does it, and it usually tells you the artists. I guess it doesn't tell you on the back, does it? Oh yeah, designer Amitri Fechner. There are different artists that did these. Let me pull another one out. See, all of them don't have everything to them. This one has just this and the box. It doesn't have that other styrofoam piece. So here's another one. So it's a little bit whimsical, and he looks like a hobo. And there's the signature there. The guy was, who is it? The reason I'm doing these is I'm trying to try and do these when I'm starting to list things and my table's still a little clean. But Hessler was the designer. And so these are already in my shop. I'm going to put that to the side. And then here's another one. Oh, here's the paper. Look. See, it tells you about the Vilbro card. It was a collector's thing because they would collect all of these. I don't know, you guys can comment because I can see whether you're commenting, whether you comment or not. If you've known about these, let me know. If you have any, that would be cool to know. But you can see that this is only one pamphlet. I have it in one of the listings. So this is the one right here that somebody purchased, and they were just so happy with their purchase. And I try to I don't package always like like beautiful when I pack things. Sometimes I'm more thinking about safety, making sure they arrived in one piece so that the person can just be so happy with this purchase that they're making of something that's vintage. I don't want it to arrive broken after I rescued it from the shop. So the porcelain gift to send and to keep, shatterproof packed, an item to be collected, dedications, congratulations, or wishes can be written on the back. So there you go. This is the only one I have of this, and I put it in one of the listings. And here's one more. This one has a tiny little scratch on it, and I say that on the listing for this one. Isn't that beautiful? See? And they are porcelain. Hear that? They're not paper. So this would be a different, and this one also, I have it priced a little less. You can see the scratch, barely a scratch right there. See out there, you see it. And these are just marks, like somebody put something on top of it. Most of them were almost like felt new. And then a couple of others, like that one, felt like they were probably had been stored open somewhere and, you know, something happened to them. But I thought that was a very interesting piece. Interesting things that that I think were beautiful. And then here's something else. I just picked this up. This is a Victorian, I called it Victorian. Does it look Victorian to you guys? But it's a box. It's not, I think it's old, but not that old. Because look at the clasp. It's not like a real old, but it is probably 20 years old. And look what it has inside of it. It has another photo. And then it has these blocks. Isn't that beautiful? It has blocks. And in the blocks, they're like school blocks. I mean, it's a puzzle. And it has these letters. So it looks like it has two sides with images, which is the same image. It's just they can be placed in different places. I looked, see, this is a duplicate image to that one right there. See that? So it has like two images on each on there, and then it has a letter and it has a couple of numbers, a couple of the alphabet, what is it called? Letters, and then a few numbers. So you might be able to put them in different orders. But I just thought it was just beautiful, and I picked this one up, and I don't have this one in my shop yet, but I will be. I'm gonna have to figure out a price. I'm thinking probably at least 20 bucks for this item. And it has its own box. I like the box. I've been thinking I wanted to make some dioramas or something like that, and I thought, oh, this would be cute to make a diorama box in it. But this is the next item that I have, and it goes into the box like this, and it has age, you could say. And so when I take the photos, I try to show you photos with those issues that are on it. They're not new items, they're vintage. So there's that one. And then the one other thing I wanted to show you guys were these, totally different. These are vintage Wilton cake forms. And I don't make cake much myself because I can't even eat cake anymore. I am diabetic, and I've taken a turn to can you hear me? I hope you can. I'm moving around. I've taken a turn to really staying away completely from sugar. So, but I still think these would be beautiful. They have like a hook, look. They could be hung on the wall too, just. They're just cute. So I actually found about 3 of the cute little, what is he called? Scarecrow. He's a bit whimsical, but adorable. So if you're a cake baker, these are vintage, and all of them have the dates. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but oh yeah, you can right there. It tells you when they were made, 1989 Wilton, right there, and it has numbers. And this is that one, and then I found this vintage horse. I thought you guys would like to see them, and I'm just going to place them in my shop. I don't know how long they'll be in my shop. I'm hoping those scarecrows sell this season, or at least one of them. I have found 2 of those. And then this is a car, or no, it's a truck. So if you have a guy and you want to make a truck. So I used to bake before, but I don't bake much anymore. I used to make empanadas. I love empanadas. And I prefer when I make them. So there's a truck. I've been on about 10 minutes. I want to make them about 15 minutes at the most long. So don't be surprised if I just cut off suddenly. And here's another card. This one is very round. And again, they're all vintage. I listed most of these last night. So most of those are in my shop. But I have tons of things to list. And this one's really cute. Those of you who like Precious Moments. This is a Precious Moments. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Sierra. So this, I thought sometimes I'll be able to come on and just show you live some of the things I find. So I have one more girl, I think she is. Oh, I have a couple of others. So as you can see, I found a lot of them. And I really hope somebody finds these and they can, you know, who likes to make cakes for their family and are looking for these vintage cute things. That's a Precious Moments one. I'm not sure who this is. Does anybody know who this is? I still have to research this one. It's not, oh, thank you, Sierra. Different things are going to go in my shop. And some of them are like, I have a whole bunch of cups that I'm planning to play. I have like tons of them. And I just like putting things in that people will I can save them and then they can use them as gifts for people who enjoy stuff. So this one, I'm not sure who she is. I still have to research her. She is a 1991 Wilton Cake Pan. And most of them are in really great. They're all actually in pretty good condition. On the inside and outside, they look pretty good. I think only 2 of them, I felt like, oh, they'd been used once at least, because there was a tiny bit of like cake residue in 2 of them, I think. So those are cute. And then the last one, and I'll say, yeah, I like to, I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I get, because I can't do, like, take the time to do a lot of like tutorials, because realize a 20-minute or a 30-minute tutorial takes me 10 times that long to create. I have to record it. I have to go and delete things out. And so that's why I'm showing you a lot more live things. And I know some of you will like it, some of you will not. And that's okay. For my time, that's basically how I'm going to be right now. It's just trying to get on once in a while live, showing you a little bit here and there, keeping your mind being creative. So this to me is creative. So if somebody has the skill of cake making, these would be great. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Yes, I know I have a lot of different types of people who are my fans and they like to see my ideas. So I mean, these could be used as a Jello mold also, I think, because I wrote Jello mold in the listing because I saw that maybe you can use it. This one's one of the more beat up ones. Let's see what the date in this one is. This one's a 1989. It's not that old. I mean, but anything before 2000 I can list on Etsy, and some of the things I do put on my eBay, but I'm leaning more towards Etsy because I'm more of I like things in one place. That's why I have so many things in one shop because it's too much for me to go on and do something different. So this, because of the feet, I say it's a duck, right? So this would be a cute spring pan. And I still have to research him. I don't have him in yet, and I don't have this one in yet. I'm not sure who she is, but sometimes they have names. Yes, Sierra. You know what? So what I'm doing is that one of the things you can do, Sierra, is I started doing also was that I would record it ahead of time. I'd pause and then I'd go and record it a little more and then I'd pause and get things ready. That really works for me too, but it still adds more time because I have to then go and still load if I load it directly from my phone onto Etsy, it takes like a couple of hours to load them sometimes. And then if I go and I load it to my computer, it still takes a long time and I have to convert it over. And here live, I don't have to convert. It like takes out a good hour of anything that I would do. An hour I'm talking about of the time loading because I don't have to load it there. Etsy just records it, then they load it for you. So that has made a big difference. Oh, Sierra's thinking about altering these cute molds. Yes, they're really cute. You can alter them. I think most of them have this one. Like this one doesn't have a a hook, but you can still just hang it from like the top if you want to put it on your wall. So there's different things is to them. So they're all people have different creativities. I'm not a baker right now. I used to bake and I still didn't bake this way. I used to bake quick breads or I make Mexican things like empanadas and things like that. So it's um oh, Bobby was thinking the same thing, Sierra, of how she could make them into a project. Yes, they're just so cute. I don't know. I think they're adorable and I hope that some cake makers find these vintage pieces, and in the meantime I was getting ready to store them and I said, "Well, why don't I do a quick share?" So, my 15 minutes are up already, ladies. Thanks for coming on and just watching. And again, I'm going to try and make it clear what kind of video it is, whether it's a project share, whether it's my supplies, craft supplies that I'm having in my shop, or if I trying to do a tutorial. um, yes, right, right, Sierra. Sierra used to have a Etsy shop. Thanks, Bobby. She used to have an Etsy shop also. She's a creative gal, but she's right. It's like it takes an all-around person to be able to run an Etsy shop, run YouTube, and do all these things. There's so much learning that is in the process. That's why I decided, okay, I have to make more money on Etsy, so I'm going to promote my handmade items. Plus, I'm going to keep doing finding some cool craft supplies for everyone. But at the same time, I decided, thank you, Sierra. See you guys next time. This is Liz with Crafty Devotion. I hope you were inspired by some of my vintage finds. Thanks.